Turn into the difficult question, not away from it. With your Influence and Success Insight, I'm Bob Burg. It was during the initial news conference of the recently installed board of directors, and the new chair handled a challenging question better than practically any skilled politician could have. This gentleman, who's a former CEO of a major U.S. company, having just begun leading a local nonprofit charitable organization, was asked a question by a reporter regarding nepotism. And while asked as a gotcha question, it was not an unfair question. Before the new board came on, nepotism had been a definite and very harmful aspect of that organization. The reporter asked, "Will nepotism be a problem from now on?" Now, I thought he was going to respond to the reporter's question by saying, no, nepotism will never again be a problem, or we'll make sure that doesn't happen from now on. But he didn't. What he said was, nepotism is always a problem, and it's something we're going to have to be diligent about and make sure that and then he continued answering the question. What was fantastic and so very impressive about it was that rather than trying to avoid the question or buy into the reporter's frame, instead, he really changed the frame, or as we discussed in a previous video, reset the frame by, again, turning right into the question, answering it head on, saying, yes, it's a problem. It's always a problem. So what he did was depersonalize it, turned it into an interesting fact-seeking question rather than a gotcha, and then was able to show or share where his leadership would focus on making sure that problem didn't manifest. It was really beautiful, just fantastic, and we can all do that in our lives, both personally and professionally. When asked a tough question, whether it's a sales objection or a leadership challenge or something within the family or whatever, rather than denying that the thing exists, instead lean into it, turn into the skid, acknowledge that it does. Typically, instead of using the word problem, I'd suggest using challenge or issue or something similar. In the above example, I like that he said problem, as that was the word the reporter used, and that's the word that the community used. Depending upon your unique situation, you might say it's always an issue, or it's always a question, or it's always something that needs to be considered. When you acknowledge the issue brought forth and actually welcome it rather than try and avoid and skirt around it, the other person, everyone involved, will have even more respect for your honesty, your integrity, your forthrightness, and for you. So rather than avoiding and playing into their frame, embrace the frame, reset the frame, and make it your frame. With your Influence and Success Insight, I'm Bob Burg. Make it a great day.